now.
6:40 on a Monday morning on a back-to-school Monday. Monica, good morning to you. It's a big day.
Oh, it really is a big day. I got to say a big shout out to my son, D'Artagnan. He's going to 10th grade.
I know you.
First day of high school.
You brought him here as well before school. It's a long day, man.
It is. He's good. He's only 15. Are you kidding? He's got energy to spare.
Fair enough.
And welcome back to you, by the way,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Vacation Man.
Yeah.
Jet setting.
Tried to.
Yeah.
Jet-setted, train-setted, and now I'm set-setted.
All right. Well, John, as you know, everybody else, wake up, you sleepyheads, because it's the first day of school. CCSD back in class, and with the pandemic still going on, yeah, I know, it sucks, but things are going to get a little better. They're going to be a little different. So joining me now to talk about how parents and teachers can help their kiddos acclimate to the, quote, new normal at school is John Etzel. He is the executive director of Boys Town, Nevada. John, thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Good morning, Monica. Great. I'm doing really well. It is a busy morning without a doubt.
I bet. Okay, so John, before we get into it, tell everybody about Boys Town, Nevada and what you guys do over there.
Definitely. So Boys Town, Nevada is a local nonprofit that has been in the Valley for 30 years now. Opened our doors back in 1991. We do a wide variety of services, all related to kids and families, including some work with CCSD, but we've also got a behavioral health clinic with 3 full-time child psychologists that work with nothing but kids. We also do a lot of work where we go into families' homes, where we work directly with them around their kitchen tables or dining rooms or wherever it is that they're most comfortable working.
Very cool. Okay, so let's get into it, because I'm going to put it out there. John and his wife are parents to 3 teenagers. God bless you for that. share with our viewers, John, how you all have been able, to manage the kiddos and tackle all the challenges that have come with the pandemic. Because with teenagers, that's like a rite of passage for kids, so it can be really challenging. I have a 15-year-old now, so I'm seeing it as well.
Yeah, and we certainly share that in common. I've got an 18, 16, and 15-year-old, one that just graduated this past spring, and right now a junior and a sophomore that literally just walked out my door about 30 seconds ago back to their first day of school. So first of all, I'd really just like to make sure that we're all really appreciating the teachers, the administrators, the paraprofessionals, the bus drivers, all the support staff who are so excited to get the kids back into school today. That is a phenomenal achievement and really a fantastic demonstration of their resilience over the past 16 or 18 months. So great to have kids going back. But I tell you, having 3 teenagers, certainly a challenge right now, because as I learned more than anything else over the last 18 months is that each one of my kids were a little bit different in how they responded to that distance learning into the pandemic. And I cannot emphasize that enough with parents, their ability to demonstrate that flexibility, have that communication with their kids, because each one is going to be a little bit different in how they've responded to it.
Right. And John, let me jump in here, because I want to put this up on the screen for parents. Not only have I heard you say this, but I've seen this on social media as well over the last couple days. Parents need, they're going to need a lot of help and advice, teachers as well, when it comes to managing this new normal in school and at home. You have these very simple tips. They're very simple, but they're very helpful. And I think because of everything that's going on as parents, we tend to forget. So let's talk about those. The first one is communication.
Yeah, communication, Monica. It is so important for parents to be communicating with their kids about what is going on in their world right now when it comes to education. And we've got to do a good job of listening to what their perception is of what's happening. And I think oftentimes as parents, we try to sort of project out what we think is going on without truly listening to their perspective and to their perception, because that is their reality and is going to be different than ours, because raise your hand if you've been through a pandemic before.
Right,
nope, not me. This is different. We can't say, hey, we did this when we were teenagers like we could, 2 years ago, and say, yep, I've gone through that. We can't in this, instance. So
Absolutely
it's really
not.
important that we're listening to our kids.
Yeah, okay. Number 2, you say flexibility. And I think as parents, this is the one we have a hard time with, because I grew up in a house, so I don't know about you. It's do as I say, not as I do. But this is a whole different day and age. You have to be flexible, especially with the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just heard Dr. Jara talk about it as well, is we've got to be flexible with our kids. We've got to be willing to give them a little bit of a break as well.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to that communication. We've got to be willing to listen to what they've got going on and understanding that it might be a little bit more difficult. And so when we're able to give our kids a little bit more of a break, around things, it's going to help them be more successful. And I agree, growing up in a house somewhat similar to that, you know, we've got to think outside the box just a little bit and give our kids a little bit more flexibility as to what they're seeing and what's going to help them be successful.
All right, and I'm almost out of time here. Excuse me, John. The last one is routine/schedule. I think this might be the most important because I know with even special needs kids, routine and scheduling is very important so that you don't disrupt their comfort level.
Absolutely. We've got to work with our kids to create that routine. You need to make realistic expectations as to what can be done, whether that's a specific place that you're doing homework, whether you've got a whiteboard, you know, posted up saying, you know, wake up time is this, breakfast time is this, we leave for the school bus, or we leave to drive to school at this time. But creating that schedule with your kid, and again, being willing to be flexible to make those changes to that schedule based on after the first couple of weeks. Okay, this is too early to get up, or we're not able to do that. And the same thing when kids get home. Do they have a place that they can do homework? Are you checking on that homework? Are you working with them, you know, through the Infinite Campus app to make sure that that homework is getting done? You know, so we get those notifications all the time. But creating that expectation with your student or students is really important.
It's very important. Okay, so John, I'm out of time here. We know that with the pandemic, a lot of kids have gone through anxiety, okay? And so there are probably going to be cases where teachers deal with crisis in the classroom, parents deal with crisis at home. How can someone get in touch with you if they need immediate help to get your advice and or your services?
Yeah, they can give us a call at 702-642-7070. Or they can send us an email at info@hope.boystown.org. And we've always got somebody available speaking English and Spanish to pick up the phone and talk with them about our services, talk with them about getting in touch with one of our psychologists in order to best help them in whatever needs that they may have.
All right, wonderful. Well, hey, again, God bless you with your 3 teenagers, and I'm getting mine off to school this morning, too.
There we
15,
go.
high school, man. I'm freaking out. Anyway, John, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and for everything you guys do over there at Boys Town, Nevada.
Thank you, Monica.
All right. Hey, folks, and don't forget to catch my MOJ Show Facebook Live weeknights at 7 p.m.